Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Nobody has their cameras on. I can't see anybody. Where are all my people?
I was thinking about that.
It's there. Now I can see somebody.
Hi.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me see somebody.
No problem. No problem.
That's okay if nobody wants to turn on their camera. That's okay. At least, oh, there we go. Now we got some
Yeah.
people.
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome, everybody. What's everybody drinking tonight? I got water.
Champagne.
Nice.
I'm drinking alcohol.
What? Are you drinking alcohol or no?
Yeah, I'm drinking Truly. It's a
Truly.
vodka.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I should be drinking water.
That's okay. That's okay. Welcome, everyone. Is it raining where you are?
Yes. Yes.
I'm so tired of the rain.
Yeah.
Rain, rain, rain.
Yeah. It sucks.
Welcome, everybody. Rain, rain, go away.
Right.
Everybody's coming on in. Who, if you've been with me like multiple times, drop something in the chat. Say pink dominoes if you've been with me every time, or if this is not your first time. I recognize a lot of you. I recognize a lot of names anyway. If this is not your first time, put pink dominoes in the chat. What do we have? Do we have any pink dominoes in the chat? I know there's at least one or two, 3 or 4. There's some pink dominoes. That's right. If this is your first time with me tonight, let's have a blue checkers if it's your first time with me tonight. Pink dominoes means you've been here before. Blue checkers means it's your first time. We have some blue dominoes tonight. We've got a second time. Ooh, we got a lot of pink dominoes tonight. Nice. First time, it's your blue checker. First time, blue checker. Second time, third time, fourth time, fifth time is a pink dominoes.
I don't know how to make it.
Do you see a chat section?
Yeah, I have the first time, but I don't know where you get the blue.
First time is a blue checker.
Where is it?
The chat. There's a chat button, a chat section.
Chat section.
All right, we're going to jump in and get started. Let me go over my little housekeeping things. I'm going to officially welcome you all to Drink with Your Shrink. We've been doing this since May. I don't even know how many times we've done this now, just since May. This is September, so however many times that is. We just hit Labor Day. So what does Labor Day mean? The official end of summer, right? That means we are headed into the fall season, and that means something in a lot of parts of the country. Not so much in Florida though, because we have hot and hotter, so we don't really get a lot of change of scenery down here. Everything pretty much stays green all the time. But I don't know about you, but when we get to this time of year, it's like we've got September, and then the next thing you know, we've got Christmas, right? So go ahead and mute yourselves. We're going to unmute in a little bit and have some interaction. But for right now, everybody go ahead and mute yourselves for me. We are going to do some housekeeping things. Remember, you may see someone in here that you know, and that's okay. We're going to keep that confidential. You see somebody in here we're going to keep it confidential. You want them to keep your information confidential, and you're going to keep their information confidential. Everybody's going to be muted for now, but in a little bit, we will unmute so that if you have questions and you want to interact with someone, interact with me, we will definitely have time to do that. If you are drinking alcohol, please drink responsibly, okay? No one affiliated with Drink with Your Shrink is responsible for anything you do during or after tonight's event as a result of you drinking alcohol. Please, please, please give me a thumbs up, nod your head, or type out in the chat, Tracy is so cool. to let me know that you understand that I am not responsible for you drinking and anything that you do tonight, okay? So tell me what you're drinking and put Tracy is so cool so that you know I am not responsible for your drinking. Because I do believe Tracy is so cool, right? You guys believe it too. Not responsible for your drinking. We are here to discuss some really serious topics, but we also want to have a lot of fun, right? So here at Drink with Your Strength, we have meaningful conversations. We talk about serious topics. We talk about mental wellness. We come together. We have a refreshing beverage, whether you're having coffee or tea or maybe something stronger. Our community is here to embrace the therapeutic connection, the community that we're building. We're raising our glasses to self-care and positivity and the journey of having a more balanced life. And cheers to you, and cheers to the life that we are all creating. You know, none of us are going to get out of here alive. So let's do this thing together, okay? Last time we were together, we talked about how to handle our nuts, right? We talked about how to handle our negative unconscious thoughts. And I had a guest. I had Dan Candell with us. I would love to know your feedback on how you thought that went. That was the first time I'd had a guest speaker. Most of the time, all the other times, it's just been me. And I got a lot of really positive feedback about having Dan with us. But I also got some negative feedback. I don't think it had anything to do with Dan, but I had two people actually say that they felt like they got excluded and they felt like it was not interactive enough. So I would love to hear your opinions. You can private message me, you can send me an email, whatever works for you, whatever you're comfortable with. Just let me know what you thought and let me know how you think it compares to the other times that we've met. All right. So tonight we're talking about confidence, killer confidence. What is it? Why do we need it? And how do we have it? This is actually a presentation that I've put together. I've presented this, 7, 8, 9 times, maybe more even. I've presented this at conferences and Rotary events. I'm going to intermingle some hypnosis techniques, some mindfulness techniques. I'm going to talk about some scientific research as we go through talking about confidence. I'm going to throw in some whimsical things as well. You know, even though we are officially adults, at least I think we're all adults here, aren't we all kids at heart, right? At least I'm a kid at heart. The more fun we have, the more we can get these things to kind of stick, whether it's like throwing spaghetti at the wall. We just really want these things to kind of stick into our subconscious and become second nature to us. Like, so that these things, they just happen naturally. They happen easily. They happen just automatically because they're fun. And you probably already know that kids have more fun than adults. And the truth is, it's really okay for us to have fun too. And someone asked me earlier today, where is everybody joining me from? Like, where do you guys come from? So drop me in the chat. Where are you from? Give me the city, the state, or even what part of town are you in? Like a lot of you, I think, are in Jacksonville. If you're in Jacksonville, what side of town are you on? So while you're doing that, I'm going to get us started on confidence. And just so you know, I'm drinking water. I drink a lot of water. I'm almost always drinking out of my favorite Yeti cup that has my name engraved on it. And this is water. All right. So, oh, look at what we've got. West Palm Beach, south side of Jacksonville, Mandarin, Orange Park. We do have a lot of Jacksonville people. I got Bartram Park, got Beach Haven. Oh, somebody loved Dan. I love Dan. Dan's one of my favorite people in the whole world. All right. Now, we've all heard fake it until you make it. I hate that saying. I absolutely hate it. I think it's dumb. Who wants to fake it, right? We have social media. Is that not enough faking things, right? We are in a society that stresses authenticity. But yet we don't really act out on authenticity. We fake it. Social media is a perfect example of that. I've always said, I want to act as if I'm 3 times more confident than I feel. That's pretty subjective though, because you can't really measure that, which is both good and bad. So what is confidence? Can you see it? Can you feel it? Can you smell it? Can you taste it? Can you engage in confidence in any way to make it really tangible in a sense? Like, it's one of those things that you can kind of get a sense of it, but it's not something you can put in your hand and touch it and play with it. It's very subjective. And if somebody exudes confidence and we cut that person open, we're not going to see confidence. And if you never have confidence and we cut you open, you're not going to look any different than the confident person that we just cut open. And did you know that public speaking ranks as the #1 fear for most people? 75% of people fear public speaking. And for the people that have social anxiety, 90% of those people fear public speaking. I can remember back in high school and in my early college days, if I had to give a presentation, I would literally just scratch my neck, like scratch and scratch. I'd be so nervous. I'd be a nervous wreck and absolutely miserable. And now I will talk in front of anybody about anything for any reason. And I don't care. Do I stumble over my words? Do I have filler words? Do I forget my train of thought? Do I go, what was I about to say? All the time. You know what? Doesn't matter. We're all human. We all have those moments. I'm still confident enough to get up and do it anyway. Okay, so let's talk about confidence. It's very subjective, but let's break it down, okay? What is confidence? What is at the essence of confidence? There are 3 parts to confidence. We've got self-efficacy. This refers to the belief in our capability and our ability to execute what it is that we're trying to do. Can we do it? Do we believe that we can do something? Whether it's performance, a public speaking, whatever it is, do we believe we have what it takes? That's one part of confidence. The second part of confidence is, do we have the self-esteem? Can we evaluate ourselves within our own worth to do what we think we need to do here? And the third part is resilience. Confidence contributes to our resilience. It helps us recover quickly from a setback. It helps us adapt to change. And it helps us put all of these things together to exude our confidence if we have any. Now, why do we need confidence? I don't know if any of you know Richard Nongard. He's a hypnotist and he just completed a doctorate. And he actually did his doctorate on confidence within hypnosis. And he found that there are 19 themes that emerged as it relates to confidence. There are 11 major themes and 9 minor, or 11 major, 8 minor. We are not going to talk about all 19 themes. They're not that life-altering that we need to talk about all 19. But what he did figure out, what he did surmise from his research, is that having confidence was more important to success than anything else when it comes to hypnosis, when it comes to what type of therapist you are, when it comes to a lot of things. Having the confidence to do it is more important than any other factor. It's more important. Now, I'm just going to relate this to hypnosis for a minute because that was the essence of his research. Having confidence to do hypnosis was more important than the type of music a hypnotist uses, the chair the hypnotist uses, whether or not they use a microphone, whether or not they can get a person into a particular level of trance. And it also translates to therapy. The level of rapport and confidence that a therapist has with someone is more important than what technique I use. Am I using a narrative therapy approach? Am I using cognitive behavioral therapy? Am I using a solution-focused therapy approach? Confidence is the foundation for everything we do. Why? Why is that? Confidence allows us to be adaptable. Something's not going the way we want it to go, we can just adapt. We can roll with it. I was having technical difficulties at the beginning of this. I said, okay, let me just roll with it. Let me figure something else out. Confidence helps us build rapport. Confidence helps us trust in our abilities. Confidence helps us have perseverance. The show must go on. It's not going the way I want it to. I'm just going to flip gears and keep going. Confidence gives us the ability to feel empowered. You know what? Number 6, I love this one. Confidence gives us joy and happiness. Couldn't we all use a little bit more joy and happiness? Confidence gives us innovation, gives us the ability to think outside the box. Confidence takes away some anxiety. It takes away some doubt. Confidence gives us presence. It actually allows us to have a convincing presentation. It gives us motivation. It allows us to master our experiences, whether we feel like we're doing a great job or whether we are doing a great job. Having the confidence to just keep going, keep doing it, keep putting it out there. Sometimes we get better just by doing it, no matter what it is. When we first started doing something, think about whatever you've first started doing, whether it was work or a hobby or something in your personal life. When you first started doing it, you weren't very good at it. You kept doing it and you kept doing it and you kept doing it. And the more you did it, the better you got. And the better you got, the more confidence you got. And then the more confidence you got, the better you did it. And it just becomes this cycle and this circle that we keep doing and doing and doing. And whew, that's a lot. Man, I just threw a lot at you guys in a short amount of time. I'm going to get a drink of water. Tell me something in the chat, or you know what? Unmute yourselves and tell me something that you feel like you have a lot of confidence about. What do you got? Oh, there's things in the chat. What do we got?
I can offer a little something if, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, Eleanor, I can hear you.
Hi. So happy Monday, everybody. I feel like I have a lot of confidence when it comes to a lot of the things that you talked about, public speaking, you know, succeeding at work, no matter what situations I'm facing right now. I just feel like it's always very performative. You know, like you said in the beginning, fake it till you make it. I'm pretty good at doing that outwardly. I just struggle with actually believing that I can make it, if that makes sense, right? Like I can get up and speak in front of anybody and, you know, give speeches and presentations and all that stuff. But I struggle with when something goes wrong, how to keep that pace of, yeah, I got this, you know? So yeah, that's what I got.
And you know what? Sometimes I think you have to act as if. You act as if you've got this, even if you don't necessarily fully believe it in that moment. And sometimes I will even go so far to think, what if I got this? What if I just act like I got this? Maybe I don't feel like I have it, but what if I act like I have it? What would that look like? And that helps me in that moment to act as if I have it. And then that way I'm not forcing myself to believe that I have it, because, you know, a lot of times we we get into this thing, well, I've got to have a positive affirmation. I've got to tell myself I believe this, even though I don't believe it. And I got to tell myself I believe it. And then we feel like we're forcing ourselves to do something, believe in something that we don't believe in. And that's like telling us to change our eye color. You know, we can't do that. But if we can act as if and say, well, what if I do believe it? Then we're asking a question and we're being curious. And we're like, well, what if I do? And then we can act as if we believe something. What if I do have this? What if this is the best thing that's ever happened to me? And we can pose it as a question versus an absolute. And I think that, at least for me, that makes a very big difference, because then nobody's forcing me to believe something that I don't believe. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it totally does. It just need to learn to work with the as if.
It just takes
Yeah.
practice.
Like, I don't know, 'cause I'm the type of person that, yeah, I'm the type of person that like always has an end goal. And this feels to me personally, and I'm, you know, I don't know if anybody else feels the same, but to me, it feels like there's no end goal in terms of always acting as if like I need to know that I got there. And so yeah, I guess it's a learning process.
What if you don't always know that you got this? What if? What if you're whimsical and fun and don't always have the answers? What if? And I know
I think I would need to learn how to be fun and whimsical. I've never been afforded that opportunity. So I would need to learn what it is to be fun and whimsical.
You finally
And how
won
much-
something. Yay.
and how much fun would that be, to be fun and whimsical? That could be a lot of fun, especially as we tap into the little kid inside of us, because you probably already know that kids have more fun than adults. And wouldn't it be a lot of fun to have more fun? And so I think if we just, as we shift our thinking just a little bit, you know, we're not going from A to Z immediately. We're just going from A to B, and then maybe B to C, and maybe C to D. We're taking baby steps. We're not having to do this all at once. We're just doing things little bit by little bit. You know, we're all old enough to remember a lot of sayings like Rome wasn't built in a day. You know, we're not going to make these big changes right away. But what if we could do things a little bit differently? What if we could smile a little more? What if we could be a little
I
more?
have before.
What if we could have a little more fun? To just, again, we're posing it as a question, and then we're acting as if, because we're not faking anything. We're not fake people. We are authentic people. We are transparent people. We want to be true to who we are. We want to be true to ourselves. We're not fake. You know, fake just has a very negative connotation to it as well. Nobody wants a fake Louis Vuitton bag, you know, like nobody wants something that's fake. We don't want to be fake people. But we want to be as if. We want to act as if we're confident. We want to act as if we know what we're talking about. That just sounds a lot more pleasant than to say, fake it till you make it. I've never liked that saying. That's just a personal thing for me. I may walk into a room and not feel comfortable, but nobody's going to know that by looking at me. They're going to think, wow, she's got a lot of confidence. I may not feel like it. Nobody's going to know that by looking at me. They're going to think that I've got it all together. And that's okay, because I'm acting as if I do. It's all perception. So let me give you a quick, super easy, simple trick to put yourself into a happier position. This is going to boost your mood automatically. It's going to easily improve your confidence. And it's something that you can do easily, anytime. And before COVID, I kind of taught this a little bit different of a way. I don't necessarily recommend it this way, but you can totally do it this way. You take a pencil or a pen and you put it in your mouth, and it forces you to have a genuine smile. And what that does is it recruits the muscles of the mouth, the cheeks, and the eyes to come to life. Because we all know the difference in a smile, a real smile, and a fake smile, right? So if we have a fake smile, it's just kind of the mouth, and you don't really see the rest of the face engaged. But if you have a real smile, you get the whole face engaged, the eyes, the cheeks, the mouth, the entire face gets engaged. If you put the pen or pencil in your mouth, it forces all those muscles to be engaged. Before COVID, I didn't think twice about putting a dirty pen or pencil in my mouth to kind of force that. But now, because of COVID and germs and stuff, I'm not a big fan of putting the pen or pencil in my mouth. But you can do it either way. If you're okay with it, stick that pen or pencil in your mouth, force yourself to smile. Or just put a real smile on your face and time it. And do this for 2 full minutes. We're going to do it for a minute. We're not going to do it for the 2 full minutes, but I do recommend doing it for 2 full minutes. I'm going to set a timer for 1 minute. And even though you guys all have your cameras off, that's okay. I want you to sit there and I want you to grin and smile and just smile. And the timer's going. And just smile and see how you feel right now. And we're going to talk about how you feel when we're done. We're just going to smile. We're going to keep smiling and just make sure all those muscles are engaged. You might even start laughing because sometimes it's hard to hold a fake smile because, it's fake and you're not really smiling at anything. But maybe you think about something in the past that really did make you laugh or genuinely smile, and it warmed your heart in some way. And you laugh and you giggle, and I'm always laughing and giggling about something. And if I make a mess in the kitchen, I laugh about it. If I spill something, I laugh and giggle. So whatever it is, if you think of something, just laugh and giggle and smile and just really put a genuine smile on your face. Get all of those muscles in the cheeks and the eyes and the mouth, get them all engaged. And that was a whole minute. And notice how you feel now compared to the beginning. It automatically makes us more attractive. That's what smiling does. It automatically makes us more attractive when we smile. It actually changes our mood. A smile when you're not feeling good is going to automatically change your mood because our body doesn't know if we're truly happy or if we're acting as if we're happy. Smiling actually boosts our immune system. It can actually stimulate our immune response by allowing us to relax. What happens when you smile at someone else? It's contagious. They automatically smile back at you. Smiling also releases endorphins and serotonin. So research, science actually shows that when you smile, it releases those endorphins, which natural pain relievers, that serotonin boost, it's associated with all those feel-good chemicals. So our endorphins get increased, our serotonin gets increased. Smiling relieves our stress. Whew, stress, we see it all over our faces sometimes, don't we? When we smile, it helps us to look better, look less tired, feel less worn down. Smiling lowers our blood pressure. When we smile, there is evidence that our blood pressure actually decreases. So we can do a lot for ourselves just by smiling. We're going to increase our happiness. We're going to increase our endorphins, our serotonin, increase our attractiveness, increase our mood, increase our relaxation, increase our immune system. We're going to lower our stress and lower our blood pressure. That's a lot of good reasons to smile, right? I think we should all smile a little bit more. And when you smile at someone, they smile back. That's pretty cool. I like that. My smile just brought me to happy tears. Tears are wonderful. Let me tell you something about tears. When we cry, there are certain toxins that are in our tears that are not found in any other bodily fluid. So when we have a good cry, we are releasing chemicals that are not found in any. So we're actually getting rid of chemicals. And that's why we have a really good, we feel so much better after we cry. Got some good music going on. Got some good music. I'm not sure what that is. All right, let's keep going. I hope that was a feel-good song there. For those of you who don't know, this is my little puppy Maggie. Maggie is about 10 months old and she is the sweetest little booger. So, smiling, very good thing to do. It looks good on us. It helps others around us. So if you're not feeling good, smile, let those tears flow, and you will automatically, naturally, physically feel better. And yes, Michelle, I agree with you. Yorkies are the absolute best. It's a big girl yawn. I have a 6-year-old Yorkie laying in my lap. He's been laying in my lap the whole time. But this one's been walking around. She decided she needed to be held too. I'm going to put her All right, I got muted there for a minute, but now I am unmuted. So let's keep going. Smile for 1 to 2 minutes, preferably 2 minutes, but definitely for 1 minute. Notice how much better you feel. All right, the second thing that you can do to improve your confidence is the power pose. Now, I bet we're all old enough to know who Wonder Woman is. And I'm not talking about, I wonder where my keys are, where my purse is, where my phone is. That's not the kind of Wonder Woman I'm talking about right now. You guys are all old enough to remember Linda Carter as the Wonder Woman, right? She is the perfect example of a power pose. If you have ever heard of power poses, there's scientific research that power poses increase our testosterone and decrease our cortisol. Our cortisol is that stress hormone. So power poses allow us to engage in more risk-taking behavior. It allows our pain threshold to be clear. It actually allows us to think in a more abstract way. And we're actually more likely to do well in a stressful situation. So there's a lot of different ways that we can do a power pose. There's 2 main criteria for power poses, and that is for us to be open and expansive. And I don't want you to just think about seeing this in humans, but think about animals. Have you seen a peacock? Do you notice how big the peacock gets? What about a cat? Anybody ever seen a cat get in feeling threatened and they stand sideways and all the hair on the back stands up? And you can tell when a cat feels very threatened, they get as big as they possibly can. And the purpose of that power pose is to make yourself feel bigger and to almost like get in other people's space. And the opposite of the power pose is powerlessness. And this is reflected and communicated in our poses as well. So things like, crossing your arms and touching your face and your neck, these things like make us feel smaller. And if you're ever like about to give a presentation, maybe at work, or you're about to do something in front of a group, or you need to have some confidence, one of the things that we just kind of naturally do is we look down at our phones, because that's just what, that's what we do. It's our go-to now. So we look down at our phones, and this is the one thing that's just going to make us as small as we can possibly be. And this is the opposite of a power pose. So if you need some confidence, 2 minutes, get into the power pose and get into that Wonder Woman pose where she's standing with her feet hip width apart, and she's got her hands on her hips, and you put yourself in that pose for 2 minutes. Now, let's say you're in a place where you can't really do that because it might look awkward. Go into a bathroom stall and stand that way for 2 minutes, and you will notice how different you feel. Your testosterone is going to be increased and your cortisol is going to be decreased to where you automatically can feel better, more confident. You're going to feel just better. You're going to expand yourself. You're not going to be dominating. You're not going to be taking up the whole room. You're not going to like steal the show. You're just going to be as big as you comfortably can be, while at the same time being able to feel these things, and people are going to notice. A lot of times, if you've ever seen somebody, another power pose is, I can't really lay all the way back because the dog's behind me, but people will like put their hands like this and they'll lay back. You've probably seen this a lot. Or they might even like put their leg up on a desk. You don't want to put your leg up on some other people's desk, but there's a lot of ways that you can kind of be big and expansive. Those are other power poses. Do that for 2 minutes. Notice how much better you feel. Notice how much more energy you feel like you have. Notice how much more confidence you feel. Anytime I'm about to give a presentation, if you pay attention to what I'm doing, you will see me standing with my feet hip width apart and my hands resting comfortably on my hips. The other day I was about to give a presentation. We always stand up and do the Pledge of Allegiance. And so I've got my right hand here doing the Pledge of Allegiance, and I've got my left hand here. My feet are hip width apart. I'm doing the Pledge of Allegiance. Then we do a moment of silence, and I've got both hands back on my hips with my feet hip width apart for as long as I can do that before I've got to go up and do something in front of the room. So when I do a presentation in front of a group, I always set my timer and I have people do this for 1 minute and notice how much better you feel in those moments. So there's 2 things super quick that you can do. You can smile, and maybe that smile leads you to happy tears, and that's okay because tears are really good for us. And then you've got power poses. So let's unmute and let's have some talk time. And you guys tell me, Eleanor shared a few minutes ago. Thank you so much, Eleanor, for sharing. What else do you guys want to share? What makes you feel confident when you need to feel that confidence? What works for you?
For me, I would say it's the smile. I always used to smile. As someone with a disability, I feel like that's what I use to get through a lot of difficult times. So I'm always smiling, always.
I love your smile. I'm so glad to see you here.
Yeah. I'm always smiling, even though sometimes I believe that I'm smiling, even though I'm not really smiling, but because like people always expecting of me to smile because I'm usually smiling. So I'm usually smiling. Because whenever I don't, people think there's something wrong because there is. Because I'm usually smiling because that's pretty much how I go on with my day. I'm smiling. But because I can't stand up and do that Superwoman Wonder Woman pose, I do like when I have to do a presentation, I like to dress the part. So
Ooh, I like that.
for example, like if I have to, I don't know, present something because I'm a social worker, like I have to present in schools or depending on the place, I would dress similar to the place. That way when I get there, I look similar to the people that's already there. And then another thing that I do is I like to go into the bathroom for like 5-10 minutes. Not because I'm gonna use it, but because I want to see myself in the mirror. And I spin it around in my wheelchair and say, you know what, Elkanah, you can do this. I can do this. I can do it.
That's
And
right.
then I like breathe a little and then I get out. I say whatever I have to say. And that's it. That's what I do.
I love that. Thank you for sharing. You know what? That's a great thing that you brought up, dressing the part. That is so important to feel confident in what you're wearing and how you look. That is super important. Yeah, thank you. Who else wants to share? I want to make sure that we give plenty of opportunities for sharing, especially since I did have those 2 people last time that said they felt like they got excluded or that this wasn't interactive enough. So I don't even know if those 2 people are with us tonight, but I want to make sure that everybody is covered and that if you have an opportunity or if you want to share something, that you have an opportunity. And did those 2 boys that were fighting, do we know if they're okay? We know anything about those boys? Did y'all see that, or was that just me? Was I being punked? Did y'all see that?
Yes, I seen it. That was kind of bizarre, but I don't know where they went, but that was kind of crazy.
Yeah,
I know.
I saw it as well.
Okay.
I just didn't know, like, I was wondering where they were located actually, because it didn't look good.
It did not look good. I think the name was Dexter. Did I see that right? Was it
Yeah, it
Dexter?
said Dexter Morgan, but I think that's the serial killer. He's using that from the TV show I think that was his name. The show Dexter.
Okay.
I think that
Yeah,
was his
yeah.
last name.
I was Zoom
So
bombed. I
yeah,
thought I was being punked. Like, is this
yeah,
let me punked?
yeah. I didn't know, but I looked at the name once I heard the music and then started seeing the fighting, and I'm like, who is that? What's the name there? And I saw Dexter Morgan, and I'm like, okay, something's fishy with this.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Who else would like to share?
Hey, I have a question. I'm sure it's going to come out wrong or whatever. I lack confidence because of my accent. And sometimes, so it creates like, barrier for some people. Oh my gosh, I should have drunk. So, so that's, I don't know how to go over that. How do you, can you say that? Over that lack of confidence, that fear
Right.
of saying a wrong word the wrong way. So sometimes
Right.
I try using humor, but especially with Zoom, it's so much harder to, to feel for the people, how they, how they react to me.
Right.
So if anyone has any hint, any tips or anything, that would be awesome, because I'm going to start going through interviews to find a job, and I can't mess that up,
Well, let me ask you, where are you
Yes.
from?
I'm from France originally.
France.
Yeah.
I think, and Michelle put this in the chat, and I agree with Michelle, you have a beautiful voice.
I hate it. Oh my God.
No, I'm like mesmerized going, oh my gosh, I could sit and listen. Will you come read the phone book to me? Like, it's so beautiful. So I think it just comes down to like I don't think we need to change your voice. I think we need to work on changing your perception of your voice, because your voice is beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
You and your voice are beautiful. We need to just maybe shift a little bit how you see yourself, and let you see yourself through the way that I see you and the way that Michelle sees you, because we don't even know you and we're just like, oh, that's so lovely. And for you to not feel like how beautiful that is, I mean, you're so unique. You're not like any of us. We all sound like, country rednecks, or at least I do. I'm from Alabama.
And I lived in Tennessee for 6 years, and that didn't help. I didn't get the accent.
I'm from Alabama. I know what I sound like. I have to work real hard not to sound like a little Alabama redneck girl. So, but yeah, you sound beautiful. And one of the things that does help with confidence is hypnosis. And that is something that we do offer at our office. We do hypnosis for confidence and self-esteem building and all of those things. And I think that would help. I definitely wouldn't recommend it for changing your voice. I would just recommend it for feeling better about yourself in general, and helping your self-esteem overall, and helping your confidence overall, but definitely not your voice, because your voice is unique and it shows your heritage, and it shows who you are and where you're from, and what the journey that you've taken to get where you are now. And nobody wants to take that away from you. And I don't even think that you want to take that away from you. That's your identity.
I could not, even if I wanted to.
Right. You were in Tennessee for 6 years. You couldn't get rid of that.
Stuck with that accent. So besides it, like hypnosis or what, and nobody else has an accent here in the group chat. So what, like, I'm trying to recall myself and answering some questions that I'm gonna have to answer, and so I don't know how to pass that. It's blocking me. So I stop and I start to say tons of and you know what I mean, and it's
Sure.
ridiculous.
Here's what I want you to do. I want you to do this for 10 minutes every day. I want you to look at yourself in the mirror, and I want you to say, I am enough. Those are the 3 most powerful words there are. I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. And you're going to say that 10 minutes a day. And you can say that 10 minutes in the morning, and then you can drift off to sleep and say that. And you can say that all throughout the day. You can write it on the mirror in a dry erase marker. And that is just going to kind of be your mantra all throughout the day. I am enough. And your subconscious mind knows what to do with that information. Then it becomes, I'm good enough. I'm smart enough. I'm thin enough. I'm good enough for this job. I'm whatever enough. And your subconscious mind takes that information and does with it what you need to do. Because I think we all have those moments where we feel like, am I enough? Can I do this? Do I have the skill set? Am I going to be what they're looking for? You're not always going to be what somebody else is looking for, and that's okay. That doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. That just means maybe you're not what they are looking for. You are enough. I am enough. Those are the 3 most powerful words that you can say to yourself over and over and over. I am enough. Because you are enough. Every day. Every day. I am enough. Write it down. Write it where you can see it, say it, feel it, taste it, hear it, believe it. I am enough.
Thank you.
And I always recommend therapy. I think therapy is for everybody. I see my therapist every Thursday morning at 10 o'clock. I think everybody should see therapy. We take all insurances at my office. We do Zoom, we do in person. We take all insurances except for Medicaid, but we do offer counseling. We offer hypnosis in New York and Florida. And so there's a lot of different things that we can do to help you build that confidence, to help you know that you are enough. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that.
Thanks.
It takes a lot of vulnerability to share that. So thank you for being so brave. And, you know, Michelle put in the chat, what if you don't feel like you are enough? You know what? Your feelings will lie to you, okay? They will lie to you. Your feelings will lie to you. Your thoughts pop in your head. They're just a thought. Thoughts are not facts. Feelings are not facts. So I say this with the utmost respect. I don't care how you feel. Your feelings are not facts. You don't feel like you're good enough. You are enough. You don't feel like you're enough. You are enough. Doctor said so. Dr. Tracy said so. You are enough. I am enough. You are enough. Sometimes you might be too much. That's okay. I am enough. You are enough. And again, your subconscious mind knows exactly what to do with that. Enough what? I am enough what? I don't know. But you know, your mind knows. Your mind will take that information and do the exact right thing with it to know what you are enough of. And there's a lot of things that you're enough of. Next month, we're going to meet in October. Let me check the date real quick. That's going to be October 7th. I've got a couple of different ideas for topics, but I would love to hear your ideas for some topics. So you can put them in the chat, and you can also email me and let me know what you think would be some good ideas for topics. And also, don't forget that next week I'm hosting right now a 2-hour book writing workshop. That's going to be next Thursday night. I've got a lot of signups. I'm so excited by how many people have signed up for that. If you can't make it live, your registration gets you access to the recorded event. So you will get the recording even if you can't be there live. So I've got that going on next Thursday night, right now, a 2-hour book writing workshop. And then October 7th will be the next Drink with Your Shrink. And I will send you a reminder about that tomorrow via email. And send me your ideas on topics. I've got a few ideas up my sleeve, but I would love to hear what you guys all think about topics that we could cover. Is there anything else that anybody else wants to share? Any questions, any comments, any feedback?
I just want to say something very quickly to Dina. Was that her name? Yeah, I lost her picture. But I have interviewed hundreds of people in my career. And I just want to say, you know what, you do have a beautiful accent. It is 100% mesmerizing. And I think, you know, if you have the skills for the jobs that you're applying for, your language is not going to stop you. You know, if anything, if you get stuck with a word or something, then just say it in French, you know, and it becomes a conversation starter. So please do not let that be a barrier for you. I think it's absolutely beautiful, your accent. Yeah, so I just wanted to say that.
Appreciate. Thank you so
Sure.
much. I appreciate.
Sure. Okay.
My very best friend is Puerto Rican and her first language is Spanish. And so many of her words, she sometimes she gets the Spanish and the English words mixed up, or she'll say something and we tease her incessantly. We're like, you know, that's not the right way to say that, right? And it's so endearing. It's adorable for us when she like messes things up. We find it adorable. And it just makes us love her that much more. So and
What's crazy? Sorry, go ahead.
for somebody to know 2 different languages, like that's pretty impressive. Like I can barely speak one. So
If I could say for someone that speaks two languages, I speak Creole. I can also understand French. Who come
Super.
here from another country? I used to be where you at. I used to feel that way about having an accent and speak multiple languages. I can tell you, therapy was a big help for me. It helped me a lot. So I don't know if that helps by telling you that. I work at it. Because in high school I was bullied a lot for it, and it break my self-esteem. And I don't want, like, it could be a stumbling block, but I don't think you should let that stop you. It's part of who you are, and it's what makes you special. Once you have an accent and you go somewhere, it tells someone that you're unique. You come from somewhere different, and I feel like therapy would help you to embrace that, who you are, and accept who you are. And I think that would be like a big help. But like, you know,
yep,
Tracy said, you
spoken
are
like a true
enough.
social worker.
Thank you.
Yes.
So
All right, we are going to wrap it up right here. Send me your emails on topic ideas. I'll send you guys all a wrap it up email tomorrow. You can respond to that. Thank you so much for joining, and I will see you guys all next month.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye.